what's going on. Well, I know what happened the first time. My orientation was off. I was added on the vertical instead of horizontal. So I had to fix it. Fix it apparently a second time. So, but hey, you guys know why I'm here. Okay, guys, I literally do not know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. I'm having problems. I'm gonna share this to Facebook Messenger again, just so we're, just so everybody knows where I am. Come on, come on, come on, hurry. Okay, okay. Oh, hey, Hunter. Yeah, I see your new account, and I'll make you a standard mod for now. Okay. I see you. Yeah, you told me you would resub to me on a new account. So now I'm thinking, okay, that's your new account. But you guys know why I'm here. So let's get this started. Oh, darn, that's never good. But hey, like I said, you guys know why I'm here. So let's just get into it. And let's get into Monday Night Raw. It starts out the week. Jay Uso, he comes out. He is he is the Royal Rumble winner. He has now officially won the Royal Rumble, so he gets to choose the champion of his choice, whether it be Cody Rhodes or Gunther. Now, obviously, he could also go after Oba, but obviously that would never. Obviously, he's not going to make the same mistake that Charlotte Flair did in 2020. She won the Rumble, and then basically Rhea Ripley basically begged her to be the champion. Yeah, it was Jay. Jay won the men's Rumble. I'm excited. Obviously, he came out. He came out yeeting with the crowd, and basically what happened is Gunther blindsided him with an attack. He's basically trying to prove that Jay doesn't deserve this. That he's only just there for comedic effects, basically. So that's basically all that Gunther thinks Jay is. Is just he's just there just for the comedic effect, and that he's not serious enough to do this, and he's not serious enough to be in the main event of WrestleMania. But hey, after this beatdown that included several power bombs and just chops and just slapping basically the meat off of his foot, the meat off of his, the skin off of his body, basically. He, Jay decided, Gunther, I know I shouldn't do this, but you and me, WrestleMania. And so the match is now set. Gunther versus Jay at WrestleMania for the title. As far as who wins this match, I actually would love to see if Jay actually wins. And given the fact that they're basically rehashing the same storyline, basically that they used to tell Gunther versus Sammy last year's WrestleMania, it's basically the same thing, David versus Goliath story. And it's going to end, I'm pretty sure, with Jay winning. I would not be surprised if they actually pulled the trigger on Jay winning, because he's made it clear that they've made his reaction the last 2 weeks on Raw made it pretty clear. Oh yeah, he is definitely the guy. He was the right choice. Many people were upset. Many people were just downright angry and mad that they decided to go with Jay instead of literally anybody else, like John Cena or CM Punk. Like, his reaction the last 2 weeks on Raw made it pretty clear that WWE did the right decision. Jay Uso is one of the hottest baby faces in the entire company. NXT, and including NXT. Trick Williams may be the only other baby face right now that is able to generate mass amount of crowd cheer when he comes out. That and maybe Sami Zayn, guys like Sami Zayn, CM Punk, Cody Rhodes. Even John Cena, when he's not being booed out of the building, which which happens. But yeah, that's how that opener ended, and we got our WrestleMania match. We got a WrestleMania match confirmed. We then get Rhea Ripley. She's backstage. She has a message. She basically all she Louis said here was she just had a message for Charlotte Flair in case Charlotte decided to challenge her at WrestleMania, which obviously that didn't happen. Obviously, we saw what happened on Friday Night SmackDown. I will get to that when we get to that. It is what it is. Then, our first match of the night is a women's Elimination Chamber qualifying match. Lyra Valkyria versus Bayley. You know, I know how WWE likes to stack. I know how WWE likes to stack the matches, stack their Elimination Chamber matches with top talent. And yes, I could have easily seen Lyra versus Bayley down the line at some point. That would have been a nice match. But I also could have seen both of these women going to the Elimination Chamber. So I'm thinking to myself, I don't know if this match really needed to happen, especially for an Elimination Chamber qualifying match. Number one, it was a good match. Some little hiccups here and there, but it was overall a good match. But then also just the fact that Lyra lost, being that she's the women's mid card champion who just lost a non-title match. That she really shouldn't have lost anyways. I mean, if I were Triple H, I would have put Ivy Nile in that situation, and that could have given Lyra Valkyria a reason to laugh at Ivy because her and Ivy seem to be headed for a title match at some point, based on the fact that they now 3 or 4 times they've hinted at it, basically with Ivy eliminating Lyra from the Royal Rumble match. Her basically, and then after that, almost immediately just goes and does the motion, the gesture with her hands as if she's like, I'm coming after your title. So yeah, that's where probably, but I would have put Ivy in that match. Not that it was a bad match, but hey, it is what it is. Bayley won. She's in the Rumble. Went about 14 minutes, which probably could have been maybe 2 minutes shorter and it would have been a little more believable. But it is what it is. But hey, good for Bayley. Good for Bayley. We then get a American Made. We got an American Made vignettes video. They are basically Chad Gable is talking up Brutus and Julius Creed and their title match later on against the War Raiders. That was a very good match, to say the least. Not that I was a big fan of the finish, but it was a good match. After this, we go to commercial break. After this, we got tag team match. Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez versus Damage Control. This match, it went about 13 minutes. Nothing. And this was a very good tag team match. Very good. One of the best women's tag team matches. So far in this year, we've gotten maybe 2 or 3 tag team matches that were really good. And 2 of them involved the women's tag team champions, Naomi and Bianca. Their match on their match on NXT with Shakara Jackson and Lash Legend, their match with Liv and Raquel, interestingly enough, and then this match, basically. Liv and Raquel versus Damage Control's Io Sky, Dakota Kai, and Io Sky. It is what it is. It was a really good tag team match. And if I'm not mistaken, Damage Control actually did win because Io was unable to get her revenge on Liv for the previous week when she lost an Elimination Chamber qualifying match to Liv via interference from Rhea Ripley. Then we get Michael Cole. He gave us an update on Sami Zayn. So it is what it is. He's probably going to be out for the foreseeable future. We don't know how long, but obviously we had some developments on SmackDown, which I will get to when it comes to Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. We then go back. We didn't get a promo package. We didn't get a video package for Penta. He has some words for Ludwig Kaiser, who seems to not be a fan of Penta's. After this, we're backstage. Kathy Kelly is interviewing Ludwig Kaiser. All of a sudden, Pete Dunne comes into the picture and is like, Ludwig, I don't know what you thought you were doing last week, but keep Penta to me and just stay out of my business. I don't know what's going on with those two. Maybe it becomes a thing where it's like a mutual benefit partnership. Maybe I'll scratch your back, you scratch mine, or whatever. I don't know, but something is just telling me that these two are destined for a tag team, maybe. I don't know, but something's going on with them, and I don't know what it is. But we'll check. We'll see what happens next week on Friday night on Raw, because it looks like Penta will have a rematch with Pete Dunne on next week on Raw. I'm guessing from what Pete Dunne said, is that he'll be getting his hands on Penta next week. So I'm just guessing. We we get AJ Styles. He's headed out to the ring. It's his first time on Monday Night Raw. I don't know how long it's been, but it's been at least since, I don't even know when the last time we saw AJ Styles on Monday Night Raw. It was definitely late 2022, 2023, basically, because he was feuding with the Judgment Day for a while in late 2022, and he was still, I'm sure, on Raw 2023, because he was in that, I don't even know when the last time we saw him on Monday Night Raw. It was definitely before the draft in 2023, if I'm not mistaken. Basically. So it is what it is. He's out there. He starts talking about it is what it is, what he was saying, but then he was interrupted by Dominic, which I don't know if he needs to be feuding with the Judgment Day, but it is what it is. It wasn't anything special, but I like AJ Styles, and I like that he's on Raw, giving him a fresh coat of paint, somewhat. But this might not have been the best way to reintroduce him to SmackDown. But then again, it gives fans a reason to love AJ Styles, because he's going up against the ultimate heat magnet in, Dominic Mysterio, or at the very least, the second biggest heat magnet in WWE at the moment when it comes to the NXT, when it comes to the main roster, because you've got Well, maybe even third biggest because you've got the New Day, and then you've also got Charlotte Flair, who you know is getting just booed out of the building. Oh wait, and Logan Paul, he was booed out of the building on Monday Night Raw too, when he was talking to CM Punk. After this, we got Finn Balor. We got Seth Rollins in the crowd. He's being interviewed. Look at the Kelly. He's talking about the Elimination Chamber, talking about CM Punk, Roman Reigns. Finn Balor then comes in and interrupts him and all but confirms a match next week, which will be, I'm guessing, the final spot in the men's qualifying match. Because last night we got the next to last qualifier confirmed, basically. We'll talk about that later. Backstage, we got Finn Balor. He's backstage with the Judgment Day, and he is not happy. He's not happy because the Judgment Day has been losing a lot lately, and he doesn't like it. He doesn't like the fact that the Judgment Day have been losing and losing and losing, and he's still pissed off because JD got hurt, and he blames Dominic for it. I mean, this has to be leading to us to a storyline in which Finn gets booted from the group. Either that, I don't know what's happening, but it's clear that Finn Balor is not happy with how things are going with the Judgment Day, and it's clear that he's acting more and more like a leader, which is obviously what he said there wouldn't be in the Judgment Day. Yeah, well, people can say that there are no leaders in the Judgment Day, but once you make that first quote unquote decision for the group as a whole, you kind of tend to want to make the rest of the decisions from here on out, and you don't want anyone else to even think that they run things. Yeah, once they get that feeling in their head that they run the faction, then that's exactly how it is. Yeah. We also got Io Sky backstage. She was backstage with Dakota Kai. They were celebrating their tag team win earlier. Rhea Ripley comes into focus and wants to inform Io that on the Raw after Elimination Chamber, Io Sky will get her women's world title match against Rhea Ripley, which should be a great match, should be in the main event since it's the women's title. It's weird that they're giving away this match. It's weird that they're giving away this match just on free TV. This match obviously should be at WrestleMania. Whether this match actually still occurs at WrestleMania is, I don't know. The fact that they're giving us this match on a random episode of Raw is making me believe that Io Sky will not be in the chamber this year. And we don't know who's going to be the last entrant into the women's elimination chamber this year because we got Bayley, we got Liv Morgan, Alexa Bliss. Let's see. Who else did we get in the Elimination Chamber match already? I can't even remember who else we got. I know we got those three. I don't know, but we also, but as of last night, we also got Naomi. And so next week, I guess this upcoming Monday Night Raw, we'll probably see who gets the last spot in the match. With the men, we already know who's in it. We got Drew McIntyre, Cena, CM Punk, Logan Paul, and now, as of last night, Damian Priest. And I'm guessing Seth Rollins will be the final entrant because even though Finn Balor's a great talent, there's just no way they're having Seth Rollins lose to Finn. Not when the current storyline within Judgment Day is that he's tired of them losing all the time, and this will just make him even more pissed off. Not just that he lost, but that he lost to the guy who he's had a personal vendetta against since 2016. Then we get tag team match, tag team titles, the world tag team titles on the line. American Made versus the War Raiders. This was a very, very good match, as it should have been, considering how good that both of these teams are. It's just that the finish was weird because they had Julius right as it looked like they were about to lose the match. He attacked the War Raiders with one of the tag belts, which led to obviously a DQ finish. They lost the match via DQ. Via DQ. It is what it is. But this match ended with them holding the tag team titles over a fallen War Raiders. This match went about 12 minutes, and it was good. Then we got, after this, we got CM Punk. CM Punk came out there. He was out there to address the crowd. He was there. He talked about the Royal Rumble, not winning it, being eliminated. He also talked about the Elimination Chamber and how he's going to win that match, and that he's going to go all the way to finish the. He talked about, he heard earlier on how he's excited for Jey Uso against Gunther, and that now that match is set, he's going to win the Elimination Chamber, and he's going to go and face Cody Rhodes. Yeah, well, the last time Punk decided to basically blast his mouth off that he was going to win something and wouldn't shut up about it, he lost. Like, going into the Royal Rumble, he couldn't stop talking about it. He just wouldn't stop talking about it. He wouldn't stop talking about how he was going to win and face Cody, or just win in general, and then choose. But then, like a week or so before the Rumble, he basically told Cody, you know what? When I win the Royal Rumble, I'm going to face you and only you. I'm not going to. But then obviously we had the Kevin Owens CM Punk segment on Friday Night SmackDown that week. So later on that week. But obviously CM Punk lost and got eliminated. So CM Punk, as much as I like him, I think this time around he should not talk as much as he possibly can about winning the Elimination Chamber match. Because if he does, then he could wind up losing that match as well. It's like the more you talk about winning something, the less likely it is that you're actually going to win it. Because apparently that's what happened with the Royal Rumble. He kept talking about how he was going to win, and he didn't. But yeah, then Logan Paul decided to show up. Logan Paul decided to crash the party. Apparently, Logan Paul has a new theme song, and it's okay. It's not great. It's not like Logan Paul's previous theme. It's got the same opening, but just a different. Everything else about it is different, except the opening. And while it's not bad, it's just not great. That's all I'll say. Obviously, he had some things to say about Logan Paul, about CM Punk. CM Punk had some things to say about Logan Paul. This led into the main event match, which was Rey Mysterio versus Logan Paul. Elimination Chamber qualifying match. This match lasted about 16 minutes. It was a really good match. Logan Paul won, which I knew was going to happen, even though Rey would have made a great addition into the Royal Rumble match. This match The matches as of late have been stacked. The last two Royal Rumble, maybe three Royal Rumble Elimination Chamber matches have been stacked with talent. Obviously, the 2023 Elimination Chamber match was not a regular, like your normal Elimination Chamber match. It was an Elimination Chamber match for the United States Championship. And that match was very, very good. Not top tier talent per se, but just like top tier mid card esque talent that you would understand if they got a chance at the US title. They could all obviously all of those talents have either moved on from the mid card scene like Damian Priest or are in tag teams like Johnny Gargano and like Seth Rollins and Damian Priest, or have gone back to tag team action with Montez Ford and Johnny Gargano. But I could see them being mid card champions if they wanted to be. If they wanted to give maybe Gargano a singles push as well as being in a tag team, which they've done with the New Day multiple times. Which they did with the New Day multiple times with Big E and with Kofi Kingston when they were still technically a part of the group. They were still being pushed as single stars as well. But hey, it is what it is. After the match, the New Day decided to come in and just attack Rey Mysterio, but this was as the show was going off the air, which I'm guessing was by design. And so WWE decided to upload to their YouTube channel a digital exclusive of the post-match attack from the New Day. I watched it and it was pretty good. It was everything you would expect from the New Day right now as heels. But that was Monday Night Raw. If I had to rate Monday Night Raw, I would give it a 7 out of 10. Lyra versus Bayley may not have been the best match, and Lyra did not need to take this pin for sure. But I can understand why they did this match because it's two top tier talent that are going head to head. But I would have just put Ivy Nile in that match because she can easily take the pin and it won't affect her that much because she'll probably be bouncing right back into her program and keeping her, I'm guessing, potential program with Lyra Valkyria alive. But it is what it is. We got some matches. We got some matches announced potentially for next week. Obviously, Seth Rollins versus Finn Balor, Pete Dunne versus Penta Part 2, I'm guessing. But it is what it is. Also, now on to Tuesday in NXT. Now, I'm not going to lie, this episode was very good. And for one reason, and one reason only. Oh my God, I can't wait to tell you guys. You guys, obviously, some of you guys may not even know what I'm talking about, but you're going to find out. The opener was Bayley versus Cora Jade. Match was very good. Went about 11 minutes. And what happened at the end was actually so brilliant that I actually was like, I gotta give Roxanne her props, even though we're supposed to boo her. She was smart. Near the end of the match, Bayley's music hit, but it wasn't Bayley's current theme. It was Bayley's old NXT theme and the theme she used when she came up to the main roster from like 2016 until late 2019 when she started, from late until 2019 late 2019, the SmackDown after Hell in a Cell when she turned heel. That was basically the last time we ever saw the Bayley buddies or the ponytail and that theme song. Roxanne Perez came out to that theme song and distracted Bayley long enough for Cora Jade to get the win. And so, good for Cora. That's a big win for her. Also, during this match, Julia was backstage watching closely. At one point near the end of the match, at the end of the match, Ava came up to Julia, whispered something in Julia's ear, then proceeded to go out to the arena to make an announcement. She congratulated Cora Jade on her match, on her win tonight, and she conferred with Julia and decided to make it official for Vengeance Day, which is tonight, and I will be watching. So Danny, I don't know if you're gonna ever be coming in here soon, but I just wanted to let you guys know that I will be watching NXT Vengeance Day. So Ava decided to add Cora Jade to the match between Bayley, Julia, and Roxanne Perez, now making it a fatal four-way, which should be good because all four of these women are great. This definitely didn't sit well with Roxanne Perez. Even though they're supposed to be friends, it's like she's not exactly happy that Cora's sort of raining on her parade, basically. But it is what it is. After this, we went backstage. We go backstage. We had Zarya and Soruka were backstage. They were talking about their successful tag team win last week. Then Nikita Lyons decides to step in, decides to interject her thoughts into this conversation. This leads to Zarya and Nikita arguing, which then leads to a match being made between the two, which I thought was going to be a pretty cool match because I am a huge Nikita Lyons fan. I love her. I think she's great. Great. I'm not even going to tell you the other reason why I like her. Because I don't believe that's PG, as R-Truth would say. Also, if there's anybody here that is watching and who hasn't hit that like button, feel free to do so. I haven't said it yet, but like I say all the time, it's never required, but I do appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you for the likes. Can we get this thing to 5 likes? At least. I don't even care if we don't get it to any more than 5 likes. I just want 5 likes. I mean, I got 3 people in here. Can I get at least 2 more likes, please? After this, though, we go backstage again, this time with Tony D'Angelo and Stax. Stax is apparently apologizing for his recent behavior, because Stax has been sort of acting like a bit of a spoiled brat recently. He has been asking Tony, "Where are you? Where have you been for any of my matches or any of me and Luca's matches? Like, we need you out there." And Tony's basically telling Stax, like, "You've been the underboss for now, what, maybe 3 years now? 2, 3, almost 3 years now? You should be able to win matches on your own, and you should be able to be out there on your own, be able to do things on your own without me having to help you 24/7. I don't have to be out there for you 24/7 during your matches, okay? You should be able to win matches on your own without my help." They were basically getting ready for Tony's main event match, which was to be a steel cage match for the NXT North American Championship. We go to commercial break. We come back. Obafemi is in the ring. He comes out. He has a message for A-Town Down Under and their match for the NXT title, which is tonight at Vengeance Day. I totally see Oba winning. There's obviously no way that he loses, especially when it looks like. Oh, and for those of you who didn't watch NXT, or who didn't have the ability to watch it, don't have the ability to watch it. WWE basically in this segment they decided to revisit a storyline that they originally set up a while back last year after losing the tag team titles. In the weeks leading up to them losing the tag team titles, WWE tag team titles, and even since then, and even after that, when they basically had them teased a split between A Town Down Under, which went nowhere, and it was as if they just forgave each other for all the little quote unquote accidents that happened, and all the quote unquote times in which Waller stepped in, basically put his foot in his mouth, and dug graves and dug holes for Austin Theory when he would basically well, hey, but hey, it looks like they are finally revisiting that. So that storyline, and if this event, and if this finally does, and if we finally are getting the Austin Theory face turn on Grayson Waller, it might be interesting to see how it plays out. Because it looks like they are finally going back to it, which I'm glad that they are, because they teased it so many times last year that I felt like it was just inevitable that it was going to happen, but it never happened. And it's all those times that Grayson Waller basically accepted challenges for Austin Theory, basically putting him in matches that he didn't need to be in. Like accepting challenges on Austin Theory's behalf, even though Austin Theory never said anything. But yeah, it looks like they are revisiting this storyline, and I'm glad that they're doing it. Then we get an Eddie Thorpe promo. He is still going after Trick Williams, and he is now officially decided to challenge Trick Williams to a strap match at Vengeance Day. So that should be a good match. Obviously, it happened. Later on, Trick Williams decided to accept the challenge. So it should be a good match. Then we get a triple threat tag team match. Hank Walker, Tank Ledger, the NQCC's Riley, I think it's Miles Bourne and Tavion Heights versus Josh Briggs and Enrico Itamora. I can't even remember what his name is, but hey, it is what it is. This match was actually a pretty decent tag team match. Briggs and Itamora won the match, which I was a little surprised at, but I guess Hank and Tank sort of didn't really see why they would get a shot at titles anytime soon. And also NQCC already got their shot. So this was actually a pretty decent idea to give this team a title shot. Whether they win, that's up to WWE Creative. Then we get a Javon Evans video package. I'm guessing he's a medical doctor who works, I'm guessing, for WWE, or at least that was overseeing Javon Evans' treatment as they were obviously getting his, after what happened with Ethan Page and his jaw being basically shattered and whatnot. So, but this doctor decided to make Javon Evans, he decided to medically clear Javon Evans for entering competition. So, obviously, as of last week, Ava told Javon Evans that if you want Ethan Page at Vengeance Day, I will give you the match, but I need you to get medically cleared first. So now it's happened. Obviously, it's okay, Nate. I appreciate the fact that you're here. No trolls, but which I'm surprised at, but then I shouldn't be because the person responsible for all those trolls doesn't seem to feel the need to come after me anymore simply because he thinks he's won. Well, as long as I have evidence that proves that you are a spineless snake whose only joy in life was to make my life miserable by threatening me and stuff, there's no way you've won. Yeah, you know who you are. Yeah. Obviously, Ava. Then we saw Javon backstage with Ava. Ava wants to be 100% sure that Javon Evans wants this match. Javon, yes, he wants it. He wants Ethan Page at Vengeance Day. He needs this match at Vengeance Day. So what Ava does is she has basically has Javon sign an agreement that states that WWE is not responsible for any injuries that may happen during this match. That it's all on Javon Evans. If he loses this match, if he gets injured, if he loses his career, basically, that's on him. It's going to be all on him. But apparently, Javon Evans doesn't care too much about that, so he signs it, and that's how that ends. Roxanne Perez then comes in, and she's not happy about Ava making her triple threat match into a fatal four-way now with her supposed best friend Cora Jade, and whether this leads to Roxanne Perez basically turning on Jade or Cora turning on Roxanne, I don't know. Right now, I would keep Roxanne Perez a heel. But who knows what they're doing with this storyline. Then we get Nikita Lyons. Nikita Lyons versus Zarya. This match was not as long as I would have liked it to be because I thought this match would have lasted at least 5-6 minutes or so, and it could have been a very decent match. Could have been a very decent match. But it wasn't. It was only 3 minutes, about 3 minutes, and it was a good match still, but I wish it would have been a little longer. Not gonna lie. We also got Lexis King versus JDC, aka I guess you could say FKA, formerly known as Fandango, Fandumnuts, Fandangowitz, Fandinglehead, as Chris Jericho jokingly said. But yeah, this match lasted around 9 minutes, and this was not the traditional. Oh, hey, Bless. Any of you guys that are here at the moment, and if you have not hit that like button, feel free to do so. Nate, I don't know if you're here, but if you're still here, if you could hit that like button. Again, it's not required, but I would appreciate it. As me too, Everbless. If you guys want to hit that like button, feel free to do so. We also got that, I guess, again, went about 9 minutes. Wow. Oh, okay. Whatever that is. But this was a good match. Vicious King won, as I kind of figured he would. After this, we got a message from Ethan Page. He has a message for Javon Evans, who he basically, it is what it was. It was what it was. Typical Ethan Page promo that I liked. And you know that match is going to be good. It should be. I think Javon Evans might actually win this match. I don't know if he will, but he should. Then we get Kelani Jordan. We got the Fatal Influence girls backstage. Then Kelani Jordan comes in and says that and basically makes it clear that if Fallon is able to take care of Stephanie tonight at Vengeance Day, then she wants another crack at the North American title. Fallon basically says, well, I don't know if you remember, but you already got your title rematch. Yeah, well, Kalani then basically says, well, that was old Kalani. You've never faced this Kalani before. Then Jada Parker comes in, and they basically start arguing, and then Fallon's like, you know what? I'm just gonna let you girls argue about whatever it is you're arguing about. This then leads to Trick Williams. He's out there, I guess, up in the rafters, in the spot where most wrestlers are when they want to watch, when they're watching a match. Basically the catbird seat, I'm guessing you could say that is. And he's out there talking, I guess, being interviewed by Sarah Schreiber, one of the NXT interviewers. Obviously, she talked about about Eddie Thorpe's challenge for a strap match, which Trick Williams accepts. That match should be good, and I see Trick Williams winning. I don't see him losing at all. But then, after this, we get a look at the WWE ring crew setting up the steel cage for the main event, which is a steel cage match between Tony D'Angelo and Ridge Holland for the NXT North American title. As they're doing that, and as the announcers are talking about it, someone decided to interrupt proceedings in the crowd. Someone was apparently in the crowd talking. Cameras pan to the person, and apparently it was none other than Ricky Starks. Ricky Starks was on NXT tonight. On NXT. I thought it was weird, considering the fact that Ricky Starks was only released like the previous day. He was released on Monday. He was released from AEW on Monday along with Malachi Black and Miro. And then the very next day, he debuts on NXT television. Like, how did that happen? Was it like a situation where Ricky Starks already knew where he was going and where he wanted to go, so he just had Triple H on speed dial following getting released and like, hey, I just got released. Can you bring me over like now? And I'm like, obviously he didn't have a 90-day non-compete clause, so he didn't have to wait. We didn't have to wait to see him. He came on NXT television just like that. And I can't wait to see what he does. I can't wait. It's going to be so good. It's got the most, this video, the video of him in the crowd, basically debuting, it's got over 800,000 views now. Probably the most viewed video in NXT's on W. Probably the most viewed NXT video on WWE's YouTube channel in quite some time. Then we get the main event: Tony D'Angelo versus Ridge Holland. Match lasts about 12 minutes, and it's a very good match. At one point, a crowbar gets thrown into the mat. Izzy Dane, who's out there with them, she basically grabs a crowbar and wants to get it into the match. At first, Dax is like, "What are you doing?" I mean, obviously Tony doesn't want to win the match that way, but he then decides to just let it happen. Obviously, the crowbar then gets used as a weapon and eventually Tony D'Angelo is able to win the match. Which Holland then comes in, then decides to be a sore loser and just attacks Tony D post-match. This then leads to Stacks and Crucifino basically running him out of the arena for the time being. This leaves just Ariana and Izzy there with Tony D. Then Shawn Spears and his group decide to show up. This leads to Ariana and Izzy trying to lock the cage so they can't come in. This then leads to Izzy Dane using the crowbar to attack Tony D, which basically signals a heel turn for her, as it looks like she has joined Shawn Spears and his group. Shawn Spears then comes in with his group, and they just start attacking Tony D. What this means, I don't know. This could mean that Shawn Spears is the next guy to face Tony D'Angelo for the title. They had a match a while back, but it wasn't like it was anything special. This could lead to an actual storyline where now Shawn Spears is the one to... This may have been why he was constantly talking about Izzy Dane and constantly stalking her, basically. I don't know what the storyline was, but obviously she has decided to join him. And that was an interesting angle to end NXT with. NXT, this week's NXT was just great. This NXT was just great. I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it. I can't. It was so good. Oh, I would give this 7.5 out of 10. Maybe a soft 8, because maybe like 7.9. It wasn't an 8, but it was just so good. It was so good. Then we got AEW Dynamite. Another surprisingly good AEW this week, which is interesting considering most of their Dynamites recently have been nothing but mid. We got the opener, which was Max Caster. He came out, he wanted to have another open challenge. So, and he also he called himself the best wrestler alive, which is his nickname. But now he is apparently he's gotten it now trademarked, so nobody else can claim to be the best wrestler alive. And I'm guessing what he's saying is that now, as of right now, nobody is allowed to use that nickname besides me, because I just had it trademarked and look at this, signed, sealed by our federal government. And apparently the person to accept this open challenge happened to be Hangman Adam Page. Well, great. This match lasted 2 minutes. It was the opening match, and it lasted 2 minutes. It was what it was. Did it really need to happen? I don't know. It's solidified, basically. Max Caster right now is a prick who basically is just who's gonna do a whole lot of talking But when it comes to being in the ring with somebody who's actually a much better wrestler than he is, he just tries to be a chicken and just run away. And just run away with the chicken with his head cut off. And he lost in 2 minutes. Is what it is. After this, we got Ricochet. Ricochet. He has a message for Swerve Strickland and Prince Nana. Last week, they had a main event match. Swerve Strickland and Ricochet. That Ricochet won, which was, I guess, a necessity for him. I guess he kind of needed some momentum because his character is actually starting to get pretty interesting, which is interesting because a lot of people were just not interested in him when he first signed, because they felt like we were getting the exact same thing we were getting in WWE, just the typical Ricochet, high-flying moves, this and that, nothing interesting, nothing different, just the exact same copy and paste, just the exact same Ricochet from WWE. And I thought that when Ricochet signed with WWE, we'd be getting a different Ricochet, one that wasn't, I guess you could say, constrained by WWE to not go all out. Because I felt like in WWE, even though I feel like he gave some great matches, he was never giving us everything. He was conservative. He was conserving and not giving us everything. I felt like when he came to AEW, he was going to give us everything. He was going to give us pre-WWE Ricochet, but obviously he decided, you know what, I'm just going to give you guys exactly the same stuff I gave you in WWE, and you're just going to have to like it. Well, they didn't, and now he's heel for I'm guessing the first time ever that I've known him, and this is going to be interesting. And it's interesting, and he's now interesting. And it took getting himself toilet papered in order for him to get... It took getting toilet papered in order for him to finally realize that he was better off being a obnoxious heel who just talks himself up so much, but is sometimes unable to actually deliver when it comes to his boasting. Then we get Hurt Syndicate. We got Hurt Syndicate out there. They are defending their tag team titles against Austin and Colton Gunn, who are now back. This went about 9 minutes, and the Hurt Syndicate won. Plain and simple. Good tag team match. Really good tag team match. But the Hurt Syndicate won. Now, recently, we know that WWE released some talent last week. And Cedric Alexander just happened to be one of those talents that was released. And so as far as what I think Cedric Alexander is going to do once he leaves WWE, I think he's going to call up Shelton. He's going to either call up Shelton. Hey, Almighty Vin, what's up? I haven't seen you in a while. If you guys want to hit that like button, feel free to do so. It's never required, but I do appreciate it. And if you guys would like to share my live stream out with anybody, and if you'd like to share my live stream out with anybody, like via your community tab, if you're capable of doing that, then hey, I'd appreciate it. I'd appreciate the views. I'd appreciate the likes. I'm currently working on getting monetized myself, and since I now am over the 600 subscriber mark, I'm no longer focused as much on the subscribers. I'm going to be working more on the watch hours. I need 3,000 watch hours, and currently I'm at like 300 something. Great. But Almighty Vin saw that, and congratulations. Congratulations to that. But yes, I'm going to be working on getting my watch hours up, or at least trying to, which is hard when most of my videos don't reach most of my videos don't reach over 500 views. Some of them, most of my actual videos, they don't go over 50 views. They barely even get over 50 views, if it's possible. But I will say this much: I have another movie review. Thanks. I probably could do some more of those. But I have a movie review video that's going to be happening. I'm going to probably do it after this live stream's over. But I'll do the video today. Like I said, after this live stream's probably over. And then I'll just have it, and then I'll upload it as a premiere. It'll premiere tomorrow on this channel. So, not sure when, but it will probably be between 5 and 6. Just so you guys know, between 5 and 6. After this, we got MJF backstage talking with Renee Paquette. Then Hangman Adam Page decides to come in to focus. I'm guessing this is leading to a storyline, to a feud, and this actually excites me because I actually like this. Both of these superstars are great, although I don't know why they are suddenly having Hangman. I don't watch that. It's on X, which I actually do have an X account. I do have a Twitter/X account. Now, some of you guys that may be watching this are like, oh no, is this for the you know what that got you banned from Matt's channel live streams? No. Mostly no. Most of what I'm going to be posting now to X is basically just WWE related stuff and also just other stuff that I'm interested in at the moment, like TV shows, NASCAR. Oh, and for those who don't know, NASCAR is back, baby. Daytona 500 is tomorrow, and I'm so excited. I'm watching it. There will be at least 2 shorts coming. I will probably do a little short at the beginning of the race as it's starting, and then whoever wins the race, I will shoot a video of whoever wins the race and then just upload it to YouTube. But yes, I'm so excited about that. Now with NASCAR coming back, The Masked Singer is now on its 13th season. And with obviously the WWE NXT that I watch on Tuesday, there will be a lot more shorts now coming to my channel as of late soon. So be on the lookout for those. But yeah, then we got a segment with Samoa Joe, Hook, and Katsuyori Shibata. Apparently they're forming, I guess, a faction or a group of some sort. This is interesting. I don't know what this is going to be, but I like it. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. Then we got Harley Cameron. She has a message for the TBS champion Mercedes Moné. Apparently, there is a woman in AEW, a woman wrestler in AEW that has decided that she's going to go out there and get herself over organically. And guess what? It's actually working. Harley Cameron has now gotten herself over and is actually probably one of the more entertaining aspects of the women's division right now. Surprising that we got Toni Storm, timeless Toni Storm, and now we got Harley Cameron who's decided to get herself over, and it's working. The crowd actually seems to like her now. Even though for a while she was more of an annoying character than she was an enjoyable character. But hey, it is what it is. She's going to have a match tonight at AEW's Grand Slam Australia show, where she will be facing, obviously, Mercedes Moné for the TBS title. Will they pull the trigger and give her the title? We don't know. One of the guys that I like to watch on YouTube, and I like his sort of wrestling takes on X, JD from New York 06. He's like, I wouldn't do it at Grand Slam. Now, obviously, I would love to see it happen, but I don't think Grand Slam Australia should be where they do it because no one's going to see it. It's Harley Cameron's home country. If you do not think she's going to win the title, if you do not think that Tony Khan's is going to do that in her own country, we all know that Toni Storm is Australian, and she is almost guaranteed to win the title back from Mariah May. Again, in her home country. So, but then again, I can almost see where they wouldn't do it. Like, they wouldn't have two homegrown Australian talents win titles in their home countries. They might save the Harley Cameron title win for another major show. But I don't know. But it is what it is. We then got some matches in the women's division. Penelope Ford versus Chris Statlander. This match lasted about 5 minutes. It was actually a pretty decent match for what it was. Then we also got Megan Bayne. She, I guess, is now officially signed to AEW. And she had a match against an opponent, which I did not know who they were. And that's basically how I summed up this match. Like, yeah, I don't know. And also, I don't really care because it wasn't anything. It was lasted just over 4 minutes. It was what it was. We also got a Trios Championship defense. Death Riders defending their titles against the Undisputed Kingdom of Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, and Roderick Strong. The match, it was a good match. Death Riders won with at near the end of the match, Claudio tried to get a chair into the ring. Obviously, the Undisputed Kingdom and then fought off Claudio, and as the referee was still trying to get rid of the chair and still trying to deal with the outside stuff, Wheeler Yuta decided to hit a low blow kick to Roderick Strong, which then led to him getting a roll-up pin for the 1-2-3. Is what it is. Good match, but just a fuck finish that didn't need to happen. They could have won clean, but then again, that's not the Death Riders. Death Riders' way of doing things. They win however they can. Obviously, the main event, Adam Copeland. I refuse to say his new name, Cope. I'll just say Adam Copeland. He's out there. He's talking about the AEW World Championship. He's talking about the Death Riders and Jon Moxley. He has the case with him that apparently has the AEW World Championship in it, supposedly. Because we've never actually seen the AEW World Championship since Jon Moxley won it from Bryan Danielson. Obviously now, what he wanted was a match for the title, and so Jon Moxley eventually came out and he was like, okay, Adam Copeland, if you want a match at WrestleMania, if you want a match for this title, you got it at Revolution. And that match should definitely be good. I don't know who wins the match, but I could see Copeland losing, obviously because he doesn't need to win the title, but it should be a good match nonetheless. This was a very surprisingly good AEW Dynamite show. I'll give it a 7 out of 10 because it was actually very good. The stuff that was good was really good. There was some minimal things that I would have done or would have not done, but all in all, it was a very good show. Friday Night SmackDown was this week, and this was also a pretty decent show. Cody Rhodes opened the show. He had some words about the Elimination Chamber match. Obviously, the Elimination Chamber match will now be for a shot at Cody's title, since Jay decided to face Gunther at WrestleMania. Then Drew McIntyre comes out. He's obviously qualified for the Elimination Chamber. He basically teases a match between him and Cody, which is now actually rumored to take place at some point this year. So that could be interesting if that actually does wind up happening. Then Jacob Fatu comes out. He stares down Drew McIntyre and he has words with Cody Rhodes. He obviously wants to talk to Solo Sikoa. But I don't know what that's all about. After this, we get Jacob Fatu backstage. He's there basically just he wants to know where Solo Sikoa is. He throws a security guy, I'm guessing, or an official guy backstage. He just throws him around like a sack of potatoes. Real sorry for that guy. Then we get our first match of the night, Naomi versus Chelsea Green. This is an Elimination Chamber qualifying match. Now, like I said with Bayley and Lyra, I will say it again with Naomi and Chelsea. This match did not need to happen. Obviously, this match could have happened, just have Naomi face somebody else. But then again, I don't know who else they could have gotten for this match. I mean, they could have easily put Piper in this match, and it would have been just fine. No one would have complained. Chelsea wouldn't have had to take the pin, which Naomi was obviously going to win this match anyways. The moment I saw this match, next I was like, oh yeah, Naomi's winning, but why is Chelsea Green going to have to take a pinfall loss in a non-title match? Unless this is setting up a title match between Naomi and Chelsea Green, I don't know. But if that's not what that's leading to, then it was pointless for her to be in the match to begin with. Naomi won about 9 minutes. It is what it is. It was a good match, but it is what it is. We got a promo package video from Sami Zayn. He basically talked about Kevin Owens and the attack on him this past Monday. Last week on Monday Night Raw, following his match with CM Punk. He doesn't know when he's coming back. But it is what it is. It was really good. It was a really good video package from Sammy. We then go to commercial break. We come back. We get Motor City Machine Guns versus Los Garza. Angel Garza and Humberto Carrillo. Again, I refuse to say their abbreviated names. This went about 6 minutes. It wasn't the best match. It went about 6 minutes, but it was pretty good for a simple tag team match. Now, if they could only book the entire SmackDown division like they booked this one tag team match, some tag teams could actually get over. After this match, we got a Damian Priest promo. And then we go back to commercial break. We come back and we get Shinsuke Nakamura. He's out there as United States champion. He talks about wanting a challenge, someone to challenge him for the title, and he wants someone who's actually going to challenge him for the title, and not give him an easy win. LA Knight comes out. He obviously wants another shot at the title that he lost. Then out comes Miz, who also apparently decides to want a match for the Intercontinental, for the U.S. title, and then this leads to LA Knight and Miz going back and forth on the mic. And yeah, this was very good. And Miz and LA Knight dropped a couple atomic bombs on Miz. And I'm like, oh God, Miz didn't deserve this. But then again, he kind of does, because every time he comes out, you just want to boo him because he has nothing to say that you don't like. This then leads to a match, which is, I'm guessing, turned into a number one contenders match. Miz versus LA Knight. Obviously, this match will then, I guess, determine who the number one contender is for Shinsuke's title. LA Knight wins, and though we're not just in about 9 minutes, it is what it is. Great match, good match. LA Knight wins. I'm guessing we're getting another match between LA Knight and Shinsuke Nakamura. Then we get Alexa Bliss. Alexa Bliss is backstage. She wants to wish her former friend Nia Jax good luck in her match against Tiffany Stratton later on. This then leads this. But then also a sort of glitch happens and a message plays that is, when you unscramble the words, it's, do you feel in charge? Which is something that Uncle Howdy said to Alexa Bliss in the build-up to her feud with Bianca Belair at the Royal Rumble 2023. So it's obvious that that's where they're headed, and I'm perfectly okay with that. We then get R-Truth versus Carmelo Hayes. This match was made official after an incident earlier on in the day where R-Truth and Carmelo Hayes got into a war of words with each other. This then led to a match which Carmelo Hayes won in just over 4 minutes. Nothing special, nothing too much. It is what it is. We then get a Street Profits video package. Another video package on the Street Profits. This was another great video package, and I'm guessing they're turning heel again, but this time they might actually be. This heel turn might actually be a permanent heel turn, and the crowd might actually start to boo the Street Profits. I'm hoping, because the Street Profits need to stop being so goofy and need to start being a little more serious. Which I feel like this could actually get them to be more serious. But it is what it is. Then we get Nia Jax versus Tiffany Stratton for the women's title. This match is about 60 minutes long. Really good match between the two of them. Tiffany wins. Afterwards, though, Charlotte Flair, Nia Jax, and Candice LeRae decided to attack her. It's then the Trish Stratus coming out to help. She was out there earlier being interviewed by Byron, so this couldn't just. And she basically confirmed that she's going to be out of the Elimination Chamber, and now we know in what capacity. Obviously, Charlotte then came out and decided to sort of mock Tiffy time and decided, I've made my decision. The Queen chooses you. So now we're getting Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania. Now I will say this once, and I will say this one time only. Tiffany Stratton must win at WrestleMania. I know that there are fans out there. I know there are Charlotte Flair fans out there that will crucify me for saying this, but Tiffany Stratton must win. There's no way that Tiffany Stratton should lose to Charlotte Flair ever. Because if Tiffany Stratton is a star in the making, and if you want to make her into a star, then you're going to give her a win against Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania. But if you want to kill Tiffany Stratton's momentum, and if you want to kill Tiffany Stratton as a character, and if you want to kill any chance of Tiffany Stratton ever being a star, ever, then you'll do the exact opposite, and you'll give Charlotte Flair the win. The choice is yours, WWE, but I think we all know what needs to happen here. Because if Tiffany Stratton loses to Charlotte Flair, it's over. I just don't know how Tiffany Stratton comes back from a loss. Even if she wins the title again in a rematch, it just won't have the same effect. Okay? And that's obviously what they could do, but it just won't work. It won't work. It won't work. And it's only going to work if Tiffany Stratton beats Charlotte Flair the first time. Now, obviously, they could go and do a rematch. And obviously, they could still do a rematch with Charlotte Flair winning the second time. Because there's obviously no way you beat Charlotte Flair twice. Twice. I mean, Rhea Ripley, she only has technically 2 wins over Charlotte Flair. WrestleMania Backlash 2021 and WrestleMania 39. All the other times, WrestleMania 36, Hell in a Cell 2022, and then Money in the Bank 2022. 2021, actually. She lost those 3 times. So, hey. But it is what it is. We got Kevin Owens' promo. He addressed Sami Zayn's comments from earlier on in the show. He then also decided to challenge Sami Zayn for a match at the Elimination Chamber, whether he's cleared or not. So it is what it is. That should be a good match, whatever it is. If they want to make it a stipulation match, I don't know. But it should be a good match. And then we get the main events. Damian Priest versus Braun Strowman versus Jacob Fatu, an Elimination Chamber qualifying match. Now, I thought Rooted in Essential Oils. Hey, Judgment. Hey, Rooted in Essential Oils. Thank you for coming. I'll be a little late, but hey, thank you for coming. I'm sure you were on Tuber Chat's live stream. But it is what it is. Kevin Owens, Braun Strowman. I honestly thought Jacob would get into the chamber match. But I'm fine with Damian Priest winning. But I knew Braun Strowman was the one to be pinned in this match. I knew he was going to get pinned. It's just automatically, I knew he wasn't going to win anyways. So that's how I just knew he was going to be the one to get pinned in this match. Obviously, that's what happened. Damian Priest won about 17 minutes. It is what it is. Solo at one point got involved, maybe to try and help Jacob win. Also, Cody Rhodes got involved and took out Solo with a crossroads. Damian Priest then took out Tama Tonga and Jacob Fatu, which then led to him going after Priest, going after Braun Strowman, eventually hitting a South of Heaven choke slam on I can't remember what weight Braun Strowman is at the moment, but he's definitely over 300 pounds. But hey, he got the win. Congrats to him. This was a really good episode of SmackDown, so I would give it a 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10. Now, guys, this live stream went a lot longer than I thought it was going to, a lot longer than I wanted it to. But hey, it's okay. I will see you guys next week. And until next time, peace. Bye, guys. Oops.